Hello everyone. Are we healthy or are we not healthy? I don't know. I have my notes today. We're going to have a quick conversation about it. And I'm going to ask everybody to ask themselves, are you healthy? Are you healthy? That's what we want to know. Stay tuned. So before I can give you any advice, I need to know where you're at. And you might not want my advice. You might not want anybody's advice. You might already know. Either way, one Be Healthy Life is here to help anybody that feels they have neglected themselves and they are no longer in a healthy life. A healthy life. It's very simple. It really is simple to fathom. It is simple to understand. We all know about it. It's nothing new. Healthy sustains us in every aspect of our life. And the goal, the American dream, the world's dream, anybody's dream, is to live a healthy, long life. And that is measured primarily on if you have money or don't have money and how your lifestyle is, yada yada. No, it's not. I'm talking about being healthy in the physical form. Is my body healthy enough to sustain me? So that is what we're going to talk about today, and I'm going to go over a list that I live by. I created this list. It's not a new list. It's everybody knows what's on this list. But this list is what I want to talk about. Not the list per se, but I just want to give you an idea of the things on it that can be conquered just by your diet alone and your healthy life. So if you will, let me give you this list. So food and diet is number one. Medication, drugs, and that pertains to street drugs. Alcohol, smoking, exercise, sleep, stress, meditation, prayer, relationships, social activities, environments, illness, chronic conditions, and just to name a couple chronic conditions that I believe, and I think there's a few that can back me up on this. Asthma is one that can be controlled, but that also depends on your environment, which is on the list. So arthritis, diabetes, heart disease, high blood pressure, and of course depression. So this list applies whether you're healthy or not healthy. So I use this list as a guide, and on this list you can check things off that you do or do not do. And a lot of this list doesn't even apply to me, and so I just omit it. So if I'm struggling with, maybe I feel a little depressed, or I feel that maybe my blood pressure can go the other way if I'm not careful. Exercise, sometimes I don't sleep well. I do have RA, rheumatoid arthritis, in one arm, and I have controlled that by my diet and no medication for the last 3 years. So, it depends on what's going on in my life that I reflect on anything on this list. But I can control whatever's on this list based on being healthy. And that's what I want to get into today. So, on a scale of 1 to 10, let's go with that. A scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the healthiest, and 0 being just a complete hot mess. Let's take this as an example. So you're a non-smoker, and but you like to drink, and you don't exercise. You eat healthy sometimes to make up for the times you don't, and you're a little overweight. You don't take vitamins. you struggle with your weight, you have poor sleep, and your job environment is great, but your home life, maybe it's toxic, a little too much drama. So if that was you, what would you scale yourself at? A 6, 5.5 as being healthy? And is that good enough? Are we supposed to strive for a 10? Do we want to live around a 5 and a happy medium? What is the rest of the world doing? What is the population doing? I don't know. I would gear that one as a 6, maybe a 5.5. If you dropped a little weight, you might get it up to a 6. You might, get the drama out of your life, you get it up to a 6.25. You stop the drinking, you get it up to a 7. So the climb can be easy by omitting a lot of those things that are on the list. And, again, asking yourself, are you a healthy person? So one, BHealthy Life is what this podcast is about. And my objective is to identify a problem, which is going to be about health, and how I can help somebody somewhere, one person. If I can give one word and help somebody, or one sentence, or anything, then I have achieved my goal in wanting to help others, because I have been helped in that same manner. If I didn't have other people before me, I've been a hot mess in my life, and I had to fix it. I had to make change, and I had to make that decision, and I did, and it worked. So we want to move on with this, because I got a lot of stuff I want to cover here. So I saw a sermon once that took me back to a place when I didn't know what the hell I was doing with myself and what it all came down to. This is about 24 years ago. I truly was just fed up. Everything on that list pretty much applied to me in some form, and I was just a hot mess. And I was coming out of divorce. I didn't like my environment. There was too much drama. It was toxic. I hated my job. I never smoked, but I did drink, and and I probably had some medical things that I was ignoring, and I was definitely overweight, and I wasn't eating right, and I was depressed, and I can keep going on. So enough about me. And I needed to take charge of my life. And I heard a sermon once by a wonderful man that I absolutely adore, T.D. Jakes. I have been listening to T.D. Jakes for over 20 years. And I don't listen to him every day, but I listen to him enough to know a lot of his work and what it has done for me personally. And he speaks loud and obnoxious to the degree it makes me pay attention. And he says things that make me think for the rest of the day. And while I don't practice, and that's another story, but I do listen to him. So T.D. Jakes, he had his sermon about declaration, about declaring something in your life, and then stepping back from the world, and then just declaring it over and over again. So it's powerful. It's powerful what he said. It's powerful what it meant to me, and it changed me forever. And this is going back, 25 years ago. And it gave me permission to get up from the table and to just say, I'm in a place. I'm in the middle of something. And that's what he kept quoting, is just repeat that to yourself. I'm in the middle of something. I got something going on. I'm in the middle of something, which means I can't do this, and I can't do that, and I can't go there, and I can't be with you, and I cut you off because I'm in the middle of something. I'm in the middle of something. I'm going through something. And it was giving myself permission to just do what I needed to do, and that was to fix my life. And I just had to get in and get busy. And I mean, if you ever come home, and it's my analogy, and your house is just a disaster, or you got up in the morning and you're like, I need to get this done, and you just tear it apart, you take everything and you throw it out, and you move everything around, and you clean and you polish, and you figure out what you want to keep and you figure out what you don't, and you put it all back in order. And that is what I had to declare, and I had to get rid of a lot of people. And at that time, I actually sold my house. I packed up and I moved with my son 2,600 miles across the country, and I started a new life, and I never looked back, and I have never regretted it. I have never been more proud of myself, and achieving all of that I have achieved in the last a little over 24 years, I would say I will attribute that to what I had done and physically dropped that day to say, you know what, no more, I'm out of here. I can't do this anymore, and I need to make some changes. But a lot of this had to do with how I felt physically. So because my whole world had crashed, I was a mess physically. I was a mess physically. My hair, my face, my skin, my health, and my diet was a mess. I had no control over this one thing that I'm responsible for, and that is my body, my person, me. And the rest of it, everything else I was able to fix. And after I moved and got settled and got a job, I still was staring at that same person that was saying to myself in the mirror, like, what, you still got some work to do here. So the change of me should have been first. And that was my experience on how I learned how to change my whole world. Because if you are strong and you are healthy and you are physically healthy, you can handle anything else that comes after that. If you have poor health, the struggle is real. The struggle in stress. You lose a job, you're stressing, and then you just slide back. If you're drinking or smoking, you can't sustain a level of energy that's required to live in this modern world. This world is evil. I mean, life, and I'm 61 years old, so I can honestly say that I can remember at different times in my life, different eras, that life was badass. Life was great. Life was fun. It's a fucking disaster anymore. You have to be strong to get this, and you have to know that if your health is failing you, everything else is going to fail you. Excuse me. Okay, so I want to help. I want to help because I'm very passionate about this, and I am very taken back by so many people that reach out to me, and they want to fix themselves. I'm not a doctor. I am not mentally going to fix you. I'm not going to fix your marriage. I'm not going to fix the way you keep your house. I'm not going to fix your children that are out of control. I'm not going to fix your car. You know, I'm going to give you what I know for a fact will change so much of your life, and that is your health. That is your diet. Whatever diet you are on, whether it be a poor diet, fast food, meat, whatever food lifestyle you're into is who you are. And I mean, the millions of notes that I took that I wanted to discuss don't even apply to my thoughts at this time. I mean, our life has grown into, I mean, food has addicting additives. And We want that stuff. We crave that stuff. And that should right there tell you, what the hell? Like, I'm better than that. I don't want them out there, those people, to determine what's going to affect my body. And of course, all these diseases, chronic diseases and different stuff, are affected by what you eat. Now, 4 years ago, I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis in my right arm. And there's no way in heck I was going to take on any medications to correct myself. So I took down the information that all the doctors gave me, and I left with it, and I never looked back. And not that doctors, this is not disrespect to doctors. Doctors help people every day, but do they? I had to take the responsibility to myself. You told me what was wrong with me. I know that foods can fix it, because bad foods cause inflammation, so good foods can heal inflammation. And that's just an elementary thought right there. You know, I mean, a child can figure that out. You know, if you're going to ingest shit into your body is going to be shit. You are only as good as your competition. You're only as, you know, you're a product of your environment. I mean, I can go on with a bunch of little sentences to get my point across. So I took out all the foods that created inflammation, and I no longer, you know, suffer from it. I mean, I have it. It's an underlying condition. It's always going to be there. And if I go back to being, you know, or eating and doing things that I'm not supposed to be doing with my body, then the inflammation is going to come back into my arm and maybe other parts, and then it's going to affect me. So I would rather live, okay, with the pain, yeah, than medication, because then medication just has that snowball domino effect, and who the hell wants that? You can't put me on a medication, then give me a host of things, a list a mile long to say that, oh, this is going to happen to you, but I'm going to fix your pain. Oh, I'll take the pain, thank you. So, but I don't want the pain. So I took the responsibility on myself, and I changed my diet even more. And I've been on a health journey for a very, very, very long time. And I've been a vegetarian fully most of my life. And not that I haven't tasted and gone into other things, but animal products and me just don't get it. If it has eyes, I don't want to eat it. And that's just my thing. And I also don't agree with the whole thing on that. So I find a lot of foods, and that's how I gained weight, you know, and of course hormones and, you know, life changes and different things like that, you know, it contributes to you gaining weight. So you have to figure out what foods to change along the way. But basically a diet and supplements will definitely help make you healthy, and then you'll be healthy. And when you become healthy and you have a healthy life, one BHealthy Life, when you have that life, lose a job, go through a divorce, you come home and your old man leaves you, okay, I'm healthy, I got it, I got this, I can do this. You lose a job, you know, you I don't know, you come home and you have to find out that you have to move, your house is flooded. Okay, I got this, and I don't want to throw a million stressors at you to say, you get my point. Anything that you are presented with, you can deal with if you're healthy. You're healthy, you're going to smile, you're going to be happy, you're going to come home from work, and you're going to have the energy to clean your house, and you're going to get everybody involved, and they're going to be healthy, and you're going to cook healthy things, and then the rest of the family is going to hate you and fight you at first, but they're going to get on board, because if you're the one that's buying the stuff and cooking the stuff, it's on you. And whatever you give your children young, they're going to learn how to live like that growing up. And keep them out of what society is doing. Make your house normal, and you be happy. You have the energy. I'm 61 years old, and I have more energy than most people 20 years less than me. I am proud of that. I am going to keep that momentum. I am strong. I am mentally strong. I am clear. I do not take medication. I do not have high blood pressure. I do not have any of these chronic illnesses other than the rheumatoid arthritis, which I do not suffer from. I used to suffer from migraines years ago. I don't suffer from migraines. My skin is not an issue with me. My hair, my eyes, nothing is an issue with me. And I'm not saying that at times it doesn't happen. And do I indulge in a donut, and do I, not walk for a week? Yeah, there's a lot of things. I live a normal life, but I am so up here with being healthy. I am at the top, a 9.5 in being healthy, and sometimes a 10, that whenever any of those other things come into play that are on that list, I can deal with it. And that's basically what this is. So changing, how do you start? What do you do? Oh, Chris, I want to change my life. I've had people, come on to our group, BHealthy Lifestyle, and ask me questions on how do I get started, or I have problems with my skin, and my kid has acne, and what can I do? I see you juicing, is it good? It's all about research, and there is anything you want on the internet, where you can collectively gather any kind of, do you want to learn juicing? Oh my God, there's like a million groups and blogs and different places that you can find out about juicing, but not only about the power of juicing, and you don't have to be a full-time juicer, but to understand that juicing is beneficial in so many ways, because it's the way that you receive that supplement, those vitamins and all. So for instance, acne, juicing watermelon will absolutely clear your skin of acne. It's a fact. It is a fact, and I wrote it down as far as all the benefits that watermelon juicing does, and acne is one of them because of the antioxidants that it has and everything. If you juice a couple times a week, you will keep clear skin. So in watermelon. So if you want, other benefits where you don't get all your vitamins in, you're not a big vegetable eater, whatnot, you might hate the thought of juicing, but maybe you should try like a nice green juice and put one together and experiment with it and make it flavorful and make it your own and get that down a couple times a week. There's a lot of benefits to juicing. So if you want to know about juicing, learn about juicing. Implement that in your life. Making simple changes and getting started. But again, going back to TD Jakes with making that statement and declaring in your life that I'm going through something. Give yourself a month. Give yourself the month of October. Tomorrow is October 1st. Give yourself that month and say, you know what, for this whole month, today I'm starting. I'm not gonna wait. I'm going to a wedding Saturday, and I want to eat, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And then you either give a shit or you don't give a shit. You're either fed up or you're not fed up. And you can't just make half of a change. You need to make the full body change, and you need to change it up so much that you then have control over it, so that if you do eat that donut, or you do want to do something else, or you do have a couple of drinks or whatever, or something stresses you, or you do want to take on a new job and you know that it's going to cause havoc for a couple of weeks and you got to be strong, or you physically have a project you want to do and you're like, you know what, I'm too tired. You're too tired because you're not healthy. So sleep better, you'll feel better, eat better. You need to find a diet that works for you. And there, again, go on the internet and find the diet that's going to fit your dimensions of whatever it is your lifestyle is, whatever you like. And I can sit here on a whole podcast and talk to you about the million different diets, and maybe I will. I've been on them all. So find something that's going to work, make that decision, whatever it is you want to stop, or whatever it is you want to start. And it's a private thing. You don't need a buddy system, and you don't need to explain yourself. That's the only thing I'm going to leave you with today. You absolutely do not have to explain yourself to anybody. I don't care that you're married. I don't care that you have children. I don't care that you have friends and you have people at work. Do this privately and do it independently with strength that you have, that you're doing it because it's your job, it's your body, and it's your responsibility. So if you truly are not happy with how you feel and you can honestly say you are not a healthy person, then you need to make that change. And I'm with you and I'm here with you to make that change. I want you to know that being healthy is a lifestyle and being healthy is a choice. And I want to thank you all for coming on and listening to me. I want to thank you for sharing this. If you liked this podcast, and I'm going to call it a spiel. I don't know if I'm allowed to call it a spiel, but I'm going to call it a spiel. If you liked my podcast, if you liked what I had to say on being healthy, and basically I didn't give a lot of answers as to how, but I did leave a question, if anything, in your mind today. You will ask yourself repeatedly, are you healthy? Are you healthy? And I mean, honestly, are you living a healthy life? And whatever you're measuring that from, step back and ask yourself again. Oh, because Joanne lives this way and she looks healthy and she's healthy, and this guy goes to the gym and he's healthy and I go to the gym a couple times. Don't measure it by anybody else. Measure it by you. Do you have anything on that list? More than one, more than three, more than five? I don't know. I know there was one study by the CDC that 60% of the people in the United States have at least one chronic condition and 40% have at least two. So, am I in the 4%? I don't know my math. I don't know, 20%. I don't know. I'm not going to do the math, but I'm not in the 60% and I'm not in the 40%. So, and I don't want to be, but I can quickly put myself there. I can quickly jump into that. But if you're in that, you can get yourself out of it. You can always save yourself from this. And if you think you can't, tell your doctor to shut up, because you can. Any type of chronic condition, and don't say it's genetics, because I don't believe in that. I have a family that has a million different ailments. I have a big family, and every one of them has all kinds of shit. And I don't have any of it, but I also don't live their lifestyle. And they don't look that unhealthy, but they are, and they have things. But I'm not them. This is me. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I don't want to drink. I don't do drugs. I don't take medication. I take supplements. I take vitamins. I try to get as much sleep as I can. I get enough exercise, whether it be cleaning, yard work, walking. I do something. I meditate. I pray. I don't want illness in my body. I rebuke it. I won't have it in my body. I won't have it in my mind. I don't want toxic people around me. Get them out. I don't need that. I don't want it. And you know what? I'm not weak where I have to tolerate it. And I won't tolerate it. Because what you do to let people around you, how they treat you, is you saying to yourself, this is what I tolerate. You need to say what you will not tolerate. And then you need to follow that. Because you shouldn't tolerate anything toxic. I don't get that. That's a whole nother topic. So anything that you have that surrounds you, just take a look at it. And just remember, this is your life. This isn't their life. And yes, you have to make provisions for different things, and you have to tolerate some stuff. I'm not talking about that. But the one thing you can control out of anything, is your thoughts. Yeah, your thoughts. And if you are thinking that you are not healthy and you want to live a healthy life, then you need to do that. And I'm here to help. And I ask that you just check in with me if you want. I'm here to answer questions. I will give you any kind of direction that you need to go forward with it. And if you want to start something, my Be Healthy supplements BeHealthyLife@gmail.com. You can talk to me on my email. I will answer you back on that. On Facebook, I have a group, Be Healthy Lifestyle. You can come on there and you can share any of your stories, your journey, how you're starting. People help people, and that is how we survive. Girls help girls. We have to help each other, because at the end of the day, yes, you're doing this alone, but I love being inspired. I love hearing stories. I love hearing people's their stories. I want to hear that. I want to share that. But I want you to think of the list, and I want you to we have to be strong in every sense. So I thank you. Thank you for joining my podcast, One Be Healthy Life, and I am Chris, and I will see you again. And if you have any suggestions on another podcast, or would like to be a guest, or you have something you want to share and would like to be my guest, I am open for that. I have a lot on my plate coming up this month, so I'm excited to start sharing that with everyone. And again, my whole objective and my goal is to help anyone I can along the way. I appreciate you all, and I thank you, and I'll see you next time.